Okay, the last lesson on this one is called hydrates, and hydrates are simply ionic compounds that have water trapped within their structure. And so the name and the formula are going to tell us how much water is in that structure. So what happens is when a chemical compound forms, there's naturally water around about 99% of the time. Either the compound forms in water or the compound forms and there's water in the air because it's very humid. So when we buy chemicals from companies, most of the time they have water in them because it costs money to get the water out. So most of our compounds are hydrates. So I want you to see how the formula looks here. This is an example of a hydrate down here. So it has a normal formula at the beginning and then it just has a dot. And that dot doesn't mean multiply or anything like that. It's just a dot. And then it tells you how many waters are trapped within that formula. The name will also tell you the same thing. So we name them just like normal, but then we add this hydrate to the end of the name, and then you just use a prefix to tell how many there are. And those prefixes are just like your prefixes in math, and I can list those out for you if I need to, but you got mono for one, di, tri, tetra, penta, like pentagon, hexa, like hexagon, hepta for 7, octa, like octopus for 8, nona, I think for 9, and then deca for 10. So if you're trying to write the formula for these, you simply write the formula. Just like we learned earlier, use your Roman numerals if you need a Roman numeral. Or excuse me, not in the formula. In the formula, you're going to crisscross. Okay, use your crisscross method. And then just add a dot and then however many waters it says. Okay, so let's look at some examples. Barium chloride dihydrate. Okay, so barium we know has a +2 charge because it comes from group 2. And chlorine has a -1 charge because it's in group 17. So then we're just going to write the formula like normal. So we're going to crisscross. So that'll be BaCl2. Okay, there's the barium chloride part. And then I see that it's a hydrate down here. So dot, di2. So di2. And then hydrate just means water. So 2 waters. So that would be my formula. All right, now to go in reverse, we're just going to do the opposite of that. So if they give us the formula, we're just going to write the name for the first part just like we know how to do. So this is going to be iron. And iron can have different charges, so we need to figure out what it is. So I'll put parentheses to remind myself to do that. And then that's called chloride. All right, now let's figure out what the charge is. Chlorine has a -1. We saw that in number 1. -1 times 3 for chlorine, because there's 3 of them. So iron must have a +3 to balance that out. So this is iron 3 chloride and then something hydrate. So I've got 6, so our prefix is going to be hexa hydrate. All right, so pretty simple. Once you've got that, you'll go back and answer 4 and 5 and finish up that worksheet.